Hi guys. I'll probably get a copyright thing because I'm listening to music. I have a fire going out here in the backyard. No shower this morning, hence covering up my newly growing in afro that I didn't even brush this morning either. I'm thankful my hair's growing back. That's all I care. So it's like in that middle stage, you can't do anything with it, so I just cover it up. Cover it and go. Anyways, 10:44. There's another 44. I just looked at the time. I'm just going to talk about random things because I took some notes this time so I could remember what I want to talk about in my videos instead of impromptu, and then I forget half the things and then I remember later and I'm like, I never update them, like, oh yeah, I was right in the middle of that story and I never finished the ending of it. And like, I just go on to different topics. That's Rain Man for you. That's how my brain works. Anyways, so I'm listening to Slipknot, My Brother from Another Mother, The Great Big Mouth. I would love to have lessons from Corey Taylor to learn how to scream musically. He would be the person, like my go-to person, even over like John Davis. I would have said Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, but his pitch is higher than mine, actually. Mine's deeper. I have more of a tone of number 8. This fiery, angry little Sag. Speaking of Corey Taylor from Slipknot, there are certain people in my life, whether they're people I know, whether they're famous people, whether they're people I've randomly met in my life along the way, that I have just automatically connected with on the same wavelength. You just have this, you get each other type of, and they're people you honestly, authentically enjoy their company and like them as a person. So for me, I have people in my 3D regular life, and then like celebrities even. And the only way I can explain is if you vibrate at a certain wavelength and level, frequency, and somebody else's matches that, it's like magnetically going to draw to each other, like mercury, how it, globs together if it gets too close, two separate pieces of mercury. Or magnets, right? And like, I'll give this example because this is going to be hard to explain, and I've never really talked about it much in detail before ever in my life, so I'm still learning how to find the words to explain kind of who I am and what I'm about and what I do and what my life has consisted of. It's like knowledge and experience. Lessons learned, and now can gift that and share that with others. And my whole purpose, honestly, I'm just going to state this for disclaimer on my channel. Those of you who've been with me for a long time, you already know. But I do this for all of you. I wanted nothing out of my YouTube channel. I don't monetize it or anything like that. I've asked for donations when I've been desperate and down and out, yes. But other than that, I didn't do this for money. I do it for all of you because I figure all the suffering I've gone through in my life and the lessons and pain that I have endured and learned from, if I can share this knowledge and wisdom from experience to others and help somebody else that is maybe suffering, I did my job. That's my goal, is to help anyone, anywhere who's suffering due to corruption or oppression or abuse or trauma or mental health issues, even psychological aspects. Speaking of supernatural, and that's where I was going with this topic, is ever since, wow, this is really hard, because people, when you talk about these things, 99% of people are just in complete and utter disbelief. It's a story, and that's great, but it will never be believed by the other party. But it is real, and it is true, and it's my journey and my story and my experiences in this life. And for me, here it goes. I have memories stemming from being in utero before birth. And ever since I was a child, I questioned God and creation and the universe and space and what's beyond space and the physics of how things work and nature and society, and done a lot of observing and participating and experiencing and learning. And over time now, I have developed a very deep and profound cosmological, supernatural, spiritual connection to beings who are in other realms and dimensions and other worldly beings, as well as people and humans and sometimes animals and trees and nature, clouds and birds, stones that I collect, crystals, celestials, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn. I talked in my video yesterday about being a Capricorn and life lessons under the rulership of the planet Saturn, the planet of karma, lessons, restriction, things like that. So you'll hear people talk about being psychic or a medium or channeling energies. That's actually what channeling is, and any human being has the capacity and ability to develop that skill and be able to utilize it. Every single one. It's your third eye chakra, pineal gland, your first eye, it should be, not visual eyes, but your inner mind receives and transmits communications to other beings in an unspoken, unwritten form. Thought, emotion, imagination power those energies, and then they start moving. It's getting awkward. I always mess up my words and then miscommunicate, and this is why people misunderstand me. So I don't blame others. I blame myself. Oh, I'm 99% empath, 1% narcissist. So, yeah, I explain empathic people such as myself to be highly intuitive, where you can connect with another being and not only feel what they're feeling, but think what they're thinking, remember what they're remembering, feel what their sensations they're going through. You connect in every way, just like the polar opposite of an empath would be a narcissist, which has the inability at all, no capacity to connect to another being, to be able to read on another level. It's more of a self-directed, everything is about the self rather than about others. That's the best way. I don't place things in good or bad categories, just different sometimes. And everybody plays a role, just like a magnet has a positive and a negative side. And Gemini twins is like the dark and the light, or me, Capricorn hybrid, is like a sea serpent fish with a horned goat combo. I don't know. So, you know, this could be ancestors. This could be people that you're friends with that you can telepathically, which means with your mind, communicate. It's as if you're talking on a phone, but without the device and without a wire or an antenna or a signal, Wi-Fi or data connection or anything like that. It's like mind Wi-Fi. You can't see it, but you can connect. It's there, right? So these types of topics, when you talk supernatural, paranormal, spiritual, ethereal, astral realms, dimensions, beings from other places and times and spaces and levels, people look at you like you're a little crazy, a lot of crazy. Well, you know, I'm sure, because it takes one to know one, and I'm not being conceited or arrogant when I say this, it's just a fact of truth, that with like-minded individuals who vibrate on the same wavelength as you, that you connect with vibrationally, some examples for me throughout my life. I'll start with most recently, the planet Saturn, Shani. Jupiter, aka Zeus, aka, in my opinion, Dennis the Menace sometimes. I get killed. Lightning bolt comes and strikes me. No. I love Jupe. And Saturn, I love Saturn. It's like I say, I'm a Capricorn. It's like daughter of Big Papa in the sky, you know? And I just had a little conversation, I guess you can call it conversation, with Saturn about an hour ago. And got another realization into life lessons and the worth of suffering all the pain. And I was shown something very noble. And I was given an opportunity in... Okay, this is going to get hard again. If we are living now in a physical plane, a material plane, everything's dense, solid, material, tangible, you can hold it, smell something, taste it, you know, hear it, see it. In other realms, let's say an astral realm, that may be a transparent body of just frequency of energy without the capsule holding it in. Like some would say spirit or soul, consciousness. And consciousness is an energy that never ceases to exist. It always and constantly transforms and transcends, moves, changes. Into different forms. I hate commercials. And so over my entire lifetime of 44 years of being a Capricorn, I have developed a very strong relationship with Saturn, Shani, Lord Shani, planet Saturn. Because Saturn is the ruling planet of Capricorn. And I took this responsibility in the astral realm, which comes with a lot of responsibility and honor and accountability, integrity, dedication, loyalty, trust, and belief in me. It is probably the highest honor and a duty I've ever received, and I'm super grateful. And I said in my mind's eye of silent communication with Saturn, smiling, thank you. I appreciate the little extra nudges and gifts I've gotten along the way, because that relationship, it's almost like spiritual father-daughter or spiritual yogi teacher, and I'm the student, and they'll give you incentives from time to time, rarely, and that's the banter, the inside joke, because Saturn is very serious and strict. If you're late, don't even show up, because it's a futile effort to even show up at that point. Time, efficiency, and not wasting time are very strong traits of Saturn. And today, being Saturday, is dedicated to the Roman god, which is the planet Saturn. But in each ethnic region, whether Greek, Roman, Babylonian, Akkadian, Sumerian, Norse, Mayan, Aztec, there's just so many. Each had a certain overseeing deity, let's say, that they would pray to, or like with Saturn, he's known as a malefic planet. Like, bad, terrible life, you're going to have everything's bad. Jupiter, on the other hand, would be a benefic planet of blessings, gifts, rewards, enlightenment, spiritual development, stuff like that. So they're like the yin and the yang, the dark and the light. But you need an equal balance of both. You can't have all light or all darkness, or you're one way out of balance then. Lopsided, And I don't know about you, but when I get lopsided and out of balance, everything it's a domino effect. Starting in here or here. And then environment, and then it just keeps going on exponentially. So we don't like that. Hold on, I'm rambling. I know, I'm very terrible at explaining all this stuff, but I'm trying, so just bear with me. Maybe you'll get a laugh along the way. So people I connect with, I just get their humor. I get their, banter. I get their experiences. Their ideals and beliefs would be similar to mine, things like that. Someone like that would be Corey Taylor, or let's say John Davis from Korn, Elon Musk from SpaceX. Our minds work the same way, and in some of us, our experiences and sufferings and emotions connect us more. The other thing, John Davis from Korn is another Capricorn, so I can connect in so many different layers of ways. And whether people want to just frou-frou it away to me being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and just jibber-jabbing, whether they want to call it an imagination or a fantasy or something, sometimes, like with my mom, she passed in 2014, I will channel my mom and have a conversation with her, but she is no longer existing in this physical realm with a material body anymore. But her consciousness just moved elsewhere. So if I tune in and connect my heart to feeling like my mom's energy, how it would feel when she was around, or maybe think of a memory of her or something, and I've got the heart and the mind working together, and then if I can just focus on that, I can instantaneously connect, and then I'll get a message from my mom or something like that. Now, got ashes flying all over me. Fire's burning out, but it's getting late anyway, so it's 11 o'clock in the morning. What was I saying? So, whether people want to say, oh, you're just imagining you're having conversations, well, thank you for your opinion. I appreciate that. However, my experience is thus, and I just leave it like that. And I am so able to agree to disagree with people and be able to walk away shaking hands as friends. Like, there's no problem with that for me. Everybody doesn't have to like the same thing, do the same thing, wear the same thing, believe the same thing. It'd be so boring if everybody was the same. Like, hi, Jen. Oh, hi, Jen. Oh, what's up, Jen? Yo, Jen. I'd be like, get me out of here. I appreciate unique differences. I do. So having an open mind also allows, and in my opinion, since that was my gift, was intellect and intuition, let's say, I don't know how to do this without sounding rude or being condescending or sounding conceited or arrogant, but again, my apologies. I don't mean for anyone to get offended. I just don't know how to explain it with words, so I'm gonna just doodle something as I talk, and I hope it explains it in a way that's non-offensive and just educational. That's my intention and goal. So let's say this is the size of 90% of the people in the world, the average, main, general, normal person in society. Okay? Every Joe Schmo, whatever they say, average Joe, that's the size of their brain. Some of ours may have just a little extra capacity in ours to open doors to things that other people just may not have the capacity to do. But just as the brain, like your heart, you have to exercise your heart with cardio to keep it healthy and ticking. Exercising your brain, whoever said that can't expand, right? And I believe like reading makes you smarter, allows for you to recall memories easier and retain knowledge easier. My personal opinions based on my personal experiences. Or it could be, we're done here, so let's go down here. Let's say this is average Joe Schmo's brain, and these little bursts are the activity that's going on in the average person's brain. Like, that's your brainwave activity. Think of like an EKG machine with the lines, right? But in ours, it may be something like that. Just more neurons sending signals, and in this person's brain, they don't have them. Those neurons aren't there. They're not sending signals back and forth. But mine's like Rain Man. Pew, 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 pew. Like machine guns going off in my head. Synapse machine guns. Stupid scientific, stupid joke. I don't know. Anyways, there's my doodling. So, I didn't I took some notes for this video, but I was just going to talk about random things anyways, and one of them was the current energies, and today being Saturn's day, Roman god Jove, or Jupiter, Greek Jupiter, Zeus, excuse me. See, I'm going to get freaking lightning bolts soon. I'm just kidding. And, okay, so today being Saturday, see, when you have a malefic planet like Saturn as the ruler of your sign, it basically rules your life, so there's no getting out of it or, earning extra credit, or you're going to go through it, so just own that and prepare. So there are remedies you can do, prayers, mantras, chants to planets like Saturn or Lord Shani, to lessen the amount of maybe pain or suffering or obstacles or extreme circumstances or negative things, and ability to clear your karma as well as your family's ancestral bloodline karma. And they're simple things, like some of them are walking barefoot in the grass on Saturdays. I did that this morning when I took a walk. Feeding crows on Saturdays, as Saturn's, it's a long story, with deities and mythological creatures and hybrid beasts and mythology based on real AI and bioengineering and hybridization programs, which absolutely exist. And that is not an opinion, that's a fact. So when people, I don't believe that there were dinosaurs, or I don't believe in the woolly mammoth, I don't believe in fairies, I don't believe in Leviathan, I don't believe in angels, I don't believe in demons, I don't believe in gnomes, I don't believe in spirit totem animals, I don't believe in gods and goddesses and demigods, and I don't believe in anything but humans and the plethora of animal, reptile, amphibian, insect, avian species, etc. So many combinations, kind of like a hybrid, if you ask me. And in my personal opinion, on Earth, there are beings who are organic to Earth and beings who are not, human or animal or other. And I'll leave it at that. So what was I getting at? Oh, the remedies. Chanting the mantras, the prayers, and then other deities that they had associations with, like one of Saturn's is, it's 11:12, I just looked at the time right now. Saturn's is Lord Hanuman and Lord Ganesha, which are the elephant head Hindu deity and the monkey Hindu deity. And if you pray to them or do rituals, mantras, chants to them, or certain things, like one might have you light a candle, or like Saturn's, walk barefoot in the grass, feed the hungry, things you can do to clear your karmic debt and also your family's bloodline for your future descendants, not only your ancestors, but if you have kids or grandkids and then descendants to come. Of course I want to protect mine if I'm not going to be here physically with them. That's kind of my life insurance for them, is they don't have to clean up all the shit because I got it out of the way. They could just live their lives. Maybe some blessings and happiness. Because I forewent some of my